Hello everyone, I'm DW and welcome back finally to Orcs Must Die. It's been a while, but oh well. So let's just jump right back in with the 4th level of the DLC, Triple Down. I also upgraded our Floor Scorchers into Floor Burners, which gives them a wider firing arc. It won't be super helpful on this level, but it's pretty cool. Now, Triple Down as a level is fairly forgettable. It's not the most interesting level, like even in the DLC. It's definitely better than the Pit. That's for sure. I don't know. I like it, but it could be a bit better. It doesn't really utilize a lot of its space very well. So let's take the tour. We got 2 rifts on either side, one there and one there. And we have this ballista in the center and with the chandelier above it for some reason. And here you can see the 3 stairwells, which gives the level its name. We also have this room off to the side that's filled with boom barrels, but we won't be using them. So that's how we deal with those free boom barrels. Ha! Alright, there's the map. As you can see, it's a fairly straightforward layout. We're going to mainly set our kill box on that other side. Down here we'll set brimstone or barricades, and barricades over here as well. So let's open our weavers. Of course, going to go with the Steel Weaver, although we're not going to really use her much. As for enemies, we have to worry about sappers. They're not that big of a deal. This will be the last level that has these Cyclops mages. They appear again in the second game a bit, and they appear a lot in Orcs Must Die Unchained, but that's the last we'll be seeing them in this game. As for loadout, it's fairly standard if you've watched any of the other previous episodes. Yeah. So, for barricades, you would think we'd be able to put down these 2 barricades here, but as you saw the wispy line there, it doesn't work. And it only affects it on these 2 side paths. In the center here, we can put these 2 barricades there totally fine, and they won't try and squeeze by. I don't know, it's just an oddity with the pathing. Now I like to set up on this right side here. You could set up on the left over there if you'd like, or even in the center, but I don't know, I find the right side comfortable. So now, in terms of traps, what we can do is we can get a swinging mace set up right there, or we could spend the rest of the money on brimstone. Now I go with the swinging mace. On these first couple of waves, our trap setup is not going to matter too much, so we just kind of want to kill guys to get some coin. You know, we can't really gain like combos efficiently in these few early levels. As always, you want to try and go for headshots. And now we have sappers coming in. If you're not standing right, like if you put your barricades at the top of the stairwells, sappers can be a big problem on this level, but putting them at the bottom pretty much means they are guaranteed to go after you. So now we have some money. Why don't we buy the Death Augmentator so we get more money from traps, and place some tar here. We'll eventually get tar on either side, of course. Just gonna run back to the rift a bit so that we can heal up and get our mana. If you watch the minimap, you can see the guys sort of going towards each staircase, only to find that it's blocked off. Getting some decent 4x combos here, which is nice. Gaining coin on this map isn't too much of a big deal, but it is fairly easy to get overwhelmed on these early waves, particularly the next few, when you just don't have enough to get stuff set up. See, like there, we didn't quite have enough to get that last tar. And this is when we'll start seeing some regular kobold runners, if I remember correctly. Of course, we want to try to take out the kobolds as quickly as possible, because they will get right by you, and then you'll have to go chase them, and that'll cause more guys to get by. And they can be dodgy, just like that. And this is the closest these guys have ever gotten, or will ever get to getting to the rift. Fortunately, we just got the money, or the mana to get that lightning bolt off. So we'll get our last bit of brimstone. Now we're going to set up a grinder on this wall. We could get some tar in front of it, but we think what we might do is get another grinder set up there. Eventually we'll have 2 grinders set up in this main kill box, and we'll get that secondary kill box beefed out a bit too. Now we have to deal with more sappers, but it's fine. When they're coming straight on, you know, they're pretty easy to hit. And you can certainly hear that grinder just going to work that's on the outside there. If you watch the mini-map, you can just see red dots. Whenever they walk by there, they're just dead. And it's great. Like, that is a great location for a grinder. It is jammed at the moment, but that's okay. Now, with our next 1500 coin, we're going to set up some brimstone here, mostly just to help deal with some additional sappers and runners. This is the first time that we or the first wave that we have to deal with these fire ogres, but we know how to deal with fire ogres. Unfortunately, the brimstone and the floor scorchers will not affect them since they're immune to fire, but that's fine. As far as I'm aware, all the ogres on this level are they come out of the side doors and go down the center. So you can at least always predict their path. You can watch the kobolds just being taken care of by that one grinder. We're going to put some tar in front of it so we're going to put some tar in front of it so that it captures even more guys. One of these days I'll learn how to speak. Today's not that day. Now I want to get a shock zapper up there. Don't know why I'm doing it during the wave, but who knows? This video was recorded months and months ago, so I don't know what was going through my head. And we'll get a floor scorcher like that. Eventually we'll get a couple more floor scorchers in this area, but just the one for now, right there in particular. This is the first wave where we have to deal with these cyclopses. Cyclopsi? Whatever. You know, as usual, you want to generally get them to shoot at you so that they stop, especially like right in front of the trap. That's another reason why that grinder is really good in that one location, because if you can get them to stop right in front of the grinder, they'll basically get all their health taken away. And we have hunters to deal with, but we know how to deal with hunters. I think they only come on maybe a handful of waves. They're certainly not very common in this level. And with our setup here, they're never going to be a problem. Really, the only thing you have to worry about in this level is the runners. And I guess the sappers, depending on where you set up your barricades. Might as well buy oiled trap gears, although I don't really think it'll do much. And we might as well get another grinder set up there. Oh, I guess we do have some hunters coming in this wave as well. Oops, and he actually died before we could freeze him, and we accidentally shot down the chandelier. That's alright, though. This chandelier can be useful if you freeze an ogre under it and then hit, you know, knock down the chandelier, but eh. Speaking of ogres, Don't know what happened to the other one. I think he just got killed in the grinder and shock zapper. Must have. Why don't we get down some more tar? Yeah. You know what else is really nice? More shock zappers. We could put down some tar there, but I think I will just hold on to the few coins that I have. And there you can see the the Floor Scorcher's physics trap element to it. There are a couple levels where you can make use of that physics trap, or that physics element of the floor burners. This is not really one of them. The next level is, though, but I don't think I end up doing it. It's also really useful in the second game on some very particular endless mode levels. So we got our secondary kill box fairly strong now. Not much will get through that. We might as well get another swinging mace here. I think the most you can get in that little area is 3 and they'll still be effective. Obviously not against runners, but swinging maces against runners very rarely hit.
Clean up on aisle 3. That one's for you, old man.
Thinking about maybe getting some more shock zappers up, but why don't we just spend the rest of our coin on some floor scorchers? I don't know what happened to that Cyclops, why he stopped. I guess you can interrupt his attack. It's been a while since I recorded this, so I actually don't really remember the Cyclops' behaviors much. We're just going to run over to this side to deal with these crossbow men because
Good times.
they tend to like to hang out around. If you've watched the rest of the videos, you know that their pathing is troublesome, to say the least. Again, thinking about maybe getting more shock zappers up, but it's the last wave, so I think we'll do just fine. Try to weaken this ogre a bit by shooting the sappers near it. We're just gonna wait to see if anything comes through. There we go. Got a couple of ogres coming in. Oh, helps if I know how to aim. And then the rest is just these regular orcs, and they'll go down fairly quickly. There we go. Of course, as you can tell by the dance step, we got 5 skulls. How did we do score-wise? Probably alright. I don't think I did as good as I did in my test playthrough, but that's okay. Yeah, we did alright. Anyway, I've been DW. Thank you for watching.